Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, you see, that ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you.
Hello, I'm Phil Catchpole and welcome to this week's episode of Ringing the Blues. On this week's show, we have all the action and reaction from the trip to London Road, where the Chairboys took on Peterborough United. And we also have Till Death Us Do Part, this week featuring an overseas fan, Felipe Uribe from Colombia. But first, let's head to Mexico City for the full Liga Juan results with Uri.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League One. Bolton Wanderers 2, Northampton Town 1, Burton Albion 4, Bristol Rovers 1, Charlton Athletic 4, Reading 0, Cheltenham Town 1, Cambridge United 0, Exeter City 0, Wigan Athletic 2, Fleetwood Town 0, Lincoln City 1, Leyton Orient 1, Barnsley 1, Oxford United 1, Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 2, Wycombe Wanderers 2, Portsmouth 1, Carlisle United 0, Shrewsbury Town 1, Derby County 0, Stevenage 0, Port Vale 0. So that 2-2 draw against Peterborough United was an excellent game to watch. The Chairboys were unlucky not to win it. So Chairboys Spanish this week, that 2-2 match was a great advert for League One. Those kind of games that win new adepts. Those kind of games that make you believe that League One is beautiful. So, Chairboy Spanish, a great advert for League One. Let's go word by word. Great, gran or grande, league, liga, Juan, John, no, Juan, uno. So advert could be anuncio, advert could be publicidad, like publicity or announcement, reputation, reputación, anything goes. So a great advert for League One is un gran anuncio o una gran publicidad para la Liga 1. Well, see you next week back to England with my amigo Filippo Cachapollos. Adios.
Many thanks, Uri. Right then, Wycombe Wanderers were on the road yet again, this time going to their old friends, Peterborough United. Here's what happened.
Dale Taylor has the ball just inside his own half. That's a great ball through to Hanlon, who's onside. Hanlon gets through the keeper. Does he know? Keeper comes out and has to use his feet. He was outside his area. That's excellent stuff from the Aussie. Joe Lowe in the box. Can he spin and turn? But Hanlon does and scores. Joe Lowe with the assist. Brandon Hanlon didn't think twice and spin and turns and whacks it into the bottom corner. And the Chairboys have the lead in the 34th minute. Joe Lowe serving up the sausage roll on a silver tray for Brandon Hanlon, who gobbled that one up without thinking about it. Corner whipped in, Strick struggling, and it's gone in. Straight from the corner, I think, from Joel Randall. Strick lost the flight of the ball, it seems, and Peterborough have the leveller. 1-1 the score, and Joel Randall is taking the plaudits from his Olympic goal, right-footed. Peterborough 1, Wycombe 1. Actually, Boy spreads it to Mason Clark. Peterborough on the attack, inside the area, goes for a goal, scores! The counter-attack from Peterborough, executed perfectly by Efron Mason Clark from one end to the other, and Peterborough have turned this round in first half stoppage time. Peterborough 2, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Efron Mason Clark's second of the season. A great finish, and Max Strick with no chance of that one. Bit of Kapic, it's a poor ball from him, and then Taylor, and now Phillips cleared off the line. Keeper still hasn't got the ball. Wycombe try and retain possession. Great chance. The keeper is all over the place. Leahy with the free kick for Wycombe Wanderers. It's about 7 yards from the corner flag, 1 yard in from the touchline. Left-footed in swing up. Plenty of aerial targets. Goes to the near post, Taylor flicks on! And there is the equaliser! Is Leahy claiming it as a direct one? It looks like he is. King of the assist has maybe got the goal. Taylor made the run. Let's see the replay. The camera angle is kind here. But what we do know is it's Peterborough 2, Wycombe 2. Dale Taylor won the free kick. Here comes the replay now. Luke Leahy curls it in.
Own goal, is it?
Own goal, I think. Leahy will claim the assist and no more, I think, because I think Gareth McCleary's friends at the EFL will have to have a look at this one to see who has put the ball into the back of the net. It looked to me to be a Peterborough player. Here's Taylor, he's got through inside his man as he gets a shot away. Phillips! Oh, it's deflected wide. Left-footed volley from Killian Phillips has gone past the post. Taylor causing all sorts of problems for Ronnie Edwards there. His shot was charged down, it sat up on the volley for Phillips, and then somehow it was turned behind by the lunging defender. Gaffer, a great advert for League One. What was your take on the game?
Yeah, very good game. I spoke during the week about how we knew we were coming up against a really tough opponent. I really admire the way Darren sets his teams up. He's been doing that for years here in terms of their attacking outputs. We knew that we were going to have to defend properly if we wanted to take anything from the game. I think my overriding feeling is of pride in the way we played, the way we pressed, defended, the way we kind of created in our build. A bigger XG, more shots on target, more shots in the box. So we have to be really proud of the way we played today.
How did you feel at half time? Because it was an excellent first half, and to go in 2-1 down, what was the feelings there heading down the tunnel?
Yeah, calm. I felt calm because I felt like for 40 minutes we were the better team. Obviously the corner goes in, and then we became a little bit erratic for 5 minutes and ended up conceding a second, which we were really disappointed about. But I think that you have to try and take the emotion out of the occasion at that point and just try and tell the boys exactly how you saw it, how we saw it as a coaching staff, and we were really calm. We felt like all we wanted to do was replicate the first half again in the second, and if we could replicate the performance, we had a chance of taking something from the game. And I think that came out the blocks. Dalo had a chance after a minute, 30 seconds, and it felt like that spurted us off, and we were off, and we're really, really pleased, really enjoyed watching us today.
Really interesting watching up from the press box as well. The change of shape from Peterborough at home against you guys in the second half as well. That was an impact on that second half too.
Yeah, I think that the game's about players, not formations. But as with any game, how do you impact your formation on the opposition when it's different? And sometimes that can act in two different ways. We knew that Peterborough were going to have real pace in wide areas, and we had to defend those situations really well if we were going to take the game. And then the game obviously changed second half with the change of shape. Got some really, really good players here, some real good players for the league. And like I say, I'm really proud of the way my boys performed because we feel like we got some real good players as well.
Satisfied with the point, or an element of frustration that it could have been all three?
No, I think both. I'm really satisfied and proud of the way we played against a real top opposition. To go away from home again. We spoke after Charlton about playing well but not getting anything from the game. We spoke at Portsmouth about playing well and not getting anything from the game. So I think on days like today, when you have a little bit of adversity to deal with in terms of going behind, do we have the character, do we have the calmness, do we have the composure to perform again second half? And I think that's the pleasing element from my side, is that this group is growing slowly but surely, and we had that composure to deliver second half. And I have to say thank you to the supporters as well, because incredible support just beside the dugout today, the way they turn up in their numbers, and inspire the lads. Even when we went behind, they were top. So thank you to those guys, and I hope they enjoyed their afternoon, because I enjoyed watching us today.
And also credit to the Peterborough fans as well. 73rd minute, round of applause for Wycombe Wanderers fan David Finch as well. A really nice moment.
Yeah, nice moment. I think that there's always a lot of in terms of unity, in terms of football, when it's a touching moment, when it needs to be, the football family pulls together, and it was really nice to see that today. Football needs that tribalism and that opposition. We all love our club and everything that goes into it, but when there's touching moments and life and death is more important than football, it's really touching to see the football family unite. So thank you to Peterborough for joining in with that.
We go again Tuesday night, another big game against Bolton Wanderers, but this time at home finally.
Yeah, it'll be nice to go back at home. Another real top opponent. Had a win today, I believe. I just looked through the results. We know that they're a good team. There's lots of real good teams in this league, and every game is tough. And so we'll be going after the performance again. Boys need to recover. We've got a competitive squad. Everyone wants to play, so we'll be looking at that, making sure we're ready to go.
Brandon, a point on the road and a really entertaining game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good point. I think first half we started off well, both halves actually. Scored. I think there's two goals they scored where we switched off. I still feel like we could have won the game, but at the end of the day, you got to respect the point, like the gaffer said, and it's a big couple of weeks, so we just got to take this one and then move on.
And from a personal point of view, always good to get on the score sheet and a really well worked goal in the box.
Yeah, it's always nice to score. I mean, what striker doesn't love scoring? So yeah, I'm buzzing with that. But like I said, it's one of those ones where we got so many games coming up. It's just about trying to find that consistency and scoring game after game. But always happy with scoring.
And the pattern of play really entertaining to watch from Wycombe. A lot of change in the summer, change of style of play as well. It seems to be really clicking out there.
Yeah, I think with the players we've got, there's a lot of quality in the changing room, and I think it's going to need time to click. So first couple of games was always tough, but I think as the season goes on, we'll just get better and better.
What was it like at half time? Because it was a really absorbing first half, and to go down 2-1 down the tunnel at half time, what was the feeling?
I think we knew that we shouldn't be 2-1 down. I think even when we've come in, we was the better team that half, and we felt like I said, two times we switched off and they scored. So it was more of a positive talk. We were just saying, go out there again, do what we did in the first half, just with a bit more intensity, and that's what we did. Managed to get a goal back, and I feel like we could have even got more.
You were nearer to me than well, certainly where I was. I couldn't see who scored that second goal. Luke Lee, he celebrated it like it was his. What was your view on it?
To be honest, I didn't see it properly. There's been a lot of people claiming goals, but at the end of the day, he's put it in an area where we can score, and if it goes down as his goal, then it's his goal.
I guess the main thing is it was in the back of the net.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Is there an element of frustration that we perhaps didn't go on and win the game, because Wycombe certainly bossed the second half?
Yeah, I think every game we want to win every game because points matter. Do you know what I mean? The extra 2 points would probably help us in the long run, but like you said, you got to respect the point. We can't change it now, but we go again on Tuesday, so we've got to be focused.
Massive game, and also at Adams Park, which is a nice change.
Yeah, it feels like we've been away a lot recently, so it'd be nice to play at home again. Yeah, it's a big game, so we just got to recover and go again.
Wycombe manager Matt Bloomfield and striker and goalscorer Brandon Hanlon there after the full-time whistle. But what did the posh fans make of the game? Here's the opposition view. Fozzie Chris.
Such a weird game today. Both sides seemed happy with the point. We started the second half poorly, and that cost us 2 points, which we wouldn't have deserved, but we could easily have won if we'd have got at them more.
Toby.
I'll take the point. We deserved to lose by a couple of goals. It was a really poor performance, particularly second half. We were inept at defending from high balls, and the goalkeeper's distribution was hopeless. We have to leave a man up when defending a set piece. It's never been more obvious. Oh well, another point.
Pac-Man.
I thought it was a decent game. Two very evenly matched teams and a fair result. Either team could have nicked it late on. Bill O'Pick's distribution was truly awful. We made lots of little mistakes all over the pitch, and unfortunately, the subs didn't make the impact we needed. All in all, not a terrible day, but down to 5th.
Muck Posh.
We were probably lucky to finish with a point. Wycombe worked us out and totally stopped us playing in the second half. The unconvincing subs and change of formation didn't help either. And that goalkeeper looks like an accident waiting to happen.
Tartan Simo.
That's 15 points dropped from winning positions. Such negative football at times. Fergie threw in the towel and played for the point. It probably was a fair result, but both Wycombe goals were avoidable if you ask me.
Matt Everts.
We were poor and up against a side that is everything our style of football is susceptible to. And yet, we were only the denial of a stonewall penalty away from a potential win against a top 6 rival. Let's just screw that performance up, throw it in the bin, and make sure we turn up at Vale on Tuesday.
Posh Bloke.
I'm pleased with the point, because the way we were fanning around at the back, I thought Wycombe would snatch a winner. I've thought for several games now that Fergie should change the keeper, and after today, I know he should. But, knowing Fergie, he won't.
Posh Fan 007.
It was a pleasure to watch Wycombe Rugby Club today. Perhaps they could bring their football team next time.
Chompy 1.
A fair result. Wycombe are always gonna Wycombe. Nothing's changed since the aging rock star left. We've got the greater potential though.
Deeping Posh 61.
Apart from the final 10 minutes of the first half and a couple of minutes in the second half, Wycombe Wanderers controlled that game.
Brian Posh.
Wycombe were the best team overall that we've played so far this season in League One.
Alan. Swan.
Two, good game. Wycombe settled for a point late on, which was surprising. Decent watch. Wycombe are one of the better teams I've seen.
It's Till Death Us Do Part, the feature where we talk to Wycombe Wanderers fans about their marriage to their football club, because that's exactly what it is, isn't it? You choose your football club and they're yours for life, for richer, for poorer, for in sickness and in health, etc., etc. And this week we have our first overseas fan, which I'm very excited to talk to about their relationship with our famous football club. And we have Felipe, who originally is from Colombia but is now studying here in the UK. Felipe, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. To be fair, I think most of us would consider my relationship with Wycombe a quite short one compared with everyone who's been here before me. But I've really fell for the club, and in these 4 years that I've been supporting Wycombe, I've been really enamored with how everything is run here, and yeah, I'm just really passionate about everything that has been going on at the club.
It's not about the length of time. We know you're in for life. You're just 4 years into the journey. You've got many, many exciting years in front of you. The obvious question is, how does a lad from Colombia end up supporting Wycombe Wanderers?
Well, yes, I know that the La Inglesa phenomenon is quite an important part for most of us who started following Wycombe in these recent years. So yeah, I got to Wycombe through them. I started watching them a good time ago, and yeah, when they went to Adams Park for the first time, I think it was an FA Cup replay. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it was. I think it was like a Tuesday night game, and I really like the whole ambience at Adams Park and how everyone treated them really well when they visited. The fact that they replied to their email in Spanish. It's just like such a class touch that really like went like that step far. And yeah, it's from that. From all the interviews, them celebrating their 300,000 subscribers in YouTube at Adams Park on the first game of the season last season, I think. So yeah, it's an incredible experience. And although some people in Colombia, when I tell them, yeah, I support a third-tier English side, they ask me why. One, it's difficult to watch. Two, not many people overseas know like even the second English tier. So even the third is absolutely incredible. So yeah, it's really a different experience that I really enjoy.
And you're studying now, so you're currently living in the UK for a year as part of your degree. When you found out, or when you got to choose where to go overseas, it must have been very exciting to come to the country of your football club. Did that play a part?
Yes, of course. Well, I had a few options in here, and I've also really liked the UK as a whole since I was very young. And having the opportunity to come here and, well, being close to the whole football culture, which is something that I really enjoy and that isn't quite as accessible back in Colombia. You don't have many like local clubs, and you have just very big teams, and it's difficult to get to stadiums and difficult to go to big matches. So it definitely played a part in something that I really enjoy doing apart from my studies. So yeah, it was very exciting.
Right, let's get started then. Your favourite Wycombe Wanderers memory? What is it?
Well, I think I have narrowed it down to three. First of them being the playoff final at Wembley in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I had already finished my school year by then, and I remember it was a Tuesday. I was at home. I was watching it live with the La Media Inglesa guys who were also watching it back in Spain. And having the first goal from Anthony Stewart was quite early on, and I think I have never screamed for a goal that much. My parents had to ask me if I was well, because yeah, it was so exciting. And then the whole Oxford went level at like 15 minutes all. And then the penalty from JJ, it was really, really exciting. At that time, I hadn't managed to find a way to like really watch the match. So I was just listening and hoping and refreshing for updates on Twitter. So it was a tense experience. And I remember that in the interview that La Media Inglesa did, the first one to Bayo Akinfenwa, he told them that he really liked chicken. So it stayed on my mind. And that day we had chicken for lunch with my family. And it's really a very fond memory that I have. Yeah. And then I also have, well, a very recent one, the Wycombe versus Carlisle game, where it was my first time at Adams Park. And it was just such a pleasant experience where I had the opportunity to meet all these lovely people. I, of course, met you in London before the Portsmouth game the last game of last season.
Mhm.
But like really knowing all these wonderful people that make everything happen with the club and the whole like admin department and players as well. I met Franco Raizzoli, and we had the opportunity to talk for a while. And everyone was just so kind to me, and it was something that I will never forget.
It described the experience of walking up the stairs in the Frank Adams stand and seeing the pitch out in front of you, and for the first time, and having been watching it from home, from the other side of the world. How did it feel to finally be there?
It was really good, and yeah, everything from the stadium, the atmosphere, and as it was the family day, it was a really nice ambient outside the stadium as well, and everyone walking in, and it was just a really nice feeling of wow, I'm finally here. I've wanted to be here for a while, and I finally got the chance. So yeah, it's really really good. And then finally, I was between two. Both the away game we had at Portsmouth last season was a really really beautiful game. We had that wonder goal from Lewis Wing, which left me with no vocal cords, I think. And I also have a really fond memory. It was one of my last days at school, and we played MK Dons in the playoff semi-final. I was waiting before a test, and in my school we had an oral presentation to pass at the end of the year, and it was towards the afternoon. So I was waiting for it to be my turn, and I was watching the game whilst waiting, and just like 10-15 minutes before my turn, we had the Vokesy goal, the second one. The first one was Tafa. And it was really exciting because it gave me that like extra confidence boost to go on and give a good performance in that. So it's a really fun memory.
Wow, it's just as well that was the first leg. I don't think I'd have been able to speak to anybody after the second leg. You can only put one memory in. These are excellent ones, but which would be your choice out of those four?
I think it will be the playoff final.
Yeah, a great night, and even though you were at the other side of the world, you were bonded with Wycombe fans who were all having to watch on the screen as well, which was a heartbreaking element to that fantastic night in the club's history. Right then, on to something new. Who's your current favourite player in the squad?
Well, I have to go with Franco Raizzoli. He was really so nice to everyone, and with the whole project that we have with Chelo Antisi from Mexico and Argentina, it's really an unforgettable experience to have the opportunity to talk to a professional player and in Spanish, which really brought a different touch to the podcast and everything we had done. And up until now, it's the most viewed episode that we have. So it was something special.
Tell us about the podcast, because it's yourself, Cello, who a lot of Wycombe fans now know as well, who's based in Mexico, and there's Wycombe, Argentina as well. So three different countries across Latin America.
Yeah, they both started it at the start of the season with a preview of the season, and then they started commentating on the first games. And when I saw Cello published the first episode, I became really interested in everything, because I enjoyed having like a different point of view from fans that are overseas and that manage to like get that special bond with the club despite being so far away. And of course, I met Cello in the Portsmouth trip. We rode to Portsmouth in train with them and a few Spanish guys, which we were the ones that didn't come from Spain, so we didn't have like the coach that the whole Spanish guys had prepared. So we went by train, and we really bonded in those couple of hours. And I think Cello kept me in mind, and after a few episodes, they invited me to join them for an episode. And when we finished recording, I think it went really well, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, we continued working on that, and I think it all culminated towards that interview, and it's something that we are really, really proud of, and very thankful to everyone at the club for allowing.
Well, you have to understand, as a 45-year-old guy whose first Wycombe Wanderers game was at the old stadium when Wycombe were in the Isthmian League, to find now that we have people from the other side of the world culminating and making a podcast in another language about our club, I still can't get my head around it, but it's fantastic. So it's a pleasure to help you guys out with it, and long may it continue. Right, let's go on to something borrowed, or so that could either be your favourite loan player or favourite player or player you wish that Wycombe Wanderers would have signed in the past.
It's a tough one. I went back on a few loan signings that we have made throughout the years, and despite not really seeing him in his loan seasons, after that, I really enjoyed Fred Onyedinma and everything he did for the club. Of course, you have the obvious ones, Evidit Chiese, Alfie Mawson, now Freddie Potts. I really love him. But yeah, everyone joining on loan is such a nice thing, that you have these young guys that want to be at the club and enjoy their experience and leave having something different, and having like that experience of really bonding with both their teammates and the fans. So yeah, I think all of them are really impressive signings that we have made, and hope to see some of them even return. We saw Alfie Mawson last season, so if Evidit Chiese ever comes back, I'll be very glad. And
me too.
Yeah, and someone, maybe if Wycombe ever decide to sign someone from Colombia, I could give you some recommendations on players who are really good.
That would be the dream, I think. A player from Latin America would be wonderful. We already have Franco, and we had Sergio Torres back in the day as well. So some more players from Latin America would be good. Not forgetting Carlos Lopez, of course, from Mexico, a famous Wycombe Wanderers player that you may need to look up and find his story. Not quite as exciting as the others, but a story nonetheless. Fred Onyedinma, a great choice, because on his initial appearance for Wycombe Wanderers, I remember him being a young lad, 17, I think, signed on loan, and then went on to have a couple of permanent spells with the Chairboys as well. But a brilliant choice, Fred Onyedinma. Right then, on to something blue. This could be your favourite piece of Wycombe Wanderers merchandise that already exists, or it could be a fantastic idea that the club should take up and sell thousands of.
Well, I had a thought in the last few days, and I think I may have come up with something special. I don't know if you have in mind like the small like plushie, the mini me's that some Premier League clubs have, which is you have like a body with a Wycombe shirt, and you add the face of the player you want, or your face. But I want to upscale them and have like a real size, human size doll
of all the players.
Yeah. You could have like Sam Vokes or Jolo cushion you to sleep.
Wow, you would cuddle a life-size Jolo to get to sleep at night. That's a big cushion. He's about 6'5". That's wow. Okay, I didn't expect this.
I think it'd be very comfortable, and it would keep you company at night. So
it does beg the question: who would be the most comfortable life-size cushion out of our squad?
Oh,
this is a tricky question.
I think maybe Supermax with his like big wingspan, and yeah, maybe him.
Wow, fantastic. Well, this is an idea we'll put towards the commercial team and say, right, we have this idea. Let's see what happens.
Of course.
We speak on the morning before the Peterborough game. You mentioned your chicken lunch after Wycombe won at Wembley because of Adebayo in Fenway. Do you have any other sort of culinary habits after a Wycombe win? And if so, what will you be eating today if Wycombe win?
Oh, well, today I can't have a very packed lunch because I have a tennis training session quite early at 1, so I have to eat a quiet lunch, and in order to not feel bad at tennis. But if we can play on a Sunday or in a weekday, I like to cook a carrot cake.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that back in Colombia. It's something that my mom and I did quite often, and it always went quite well. So it's like something nice that we did. So yeah, it's that.
Okay, excellent. I'd like to taste that one day. You'll have to bring some to Adams Park. That sounds fantastic. Well, Felipe, it's been wonderful to have a chat with you and find out about your journey with Wycombe Wanderers. And like we say, it's all ahead of you because, I've been supporting this club for over 30 years and, it's a great experience. And I'm so excited for what's to come for your future.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a cyclic thing because in 20 odd years from now, those like recent memories that I have from when I started supporting the club will be quite ancient ones. So yeah, it's something that I look forward to.
Let me give you a heads up because you'll remember those in implicit detail. And you'll forget where you put your car keys or something really important that you needed 2 minutes beforehand. But you will remember a result on a Tuesday night in the Football League trophy or something from 25 years previous. That's just how football works. And you've got that to look forward to as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, that's it off for this week. Many thanks to Felipe Uribe for joining us on Till Death Us Do Part. If you'd like to take part 2, then email media@wwfc.com. Right, we'll be back next week with action from Oxford United ahead of the Cambridge United game next Tuesday. In the meantime, come on you Blues. Oh,